Welcome to Comfort Zone, a podcast all about pushing your hosts, well, outside of their comfort zone. I'm Christopher Lawley, and each week I am joined by two incredible co-hosts. As always, I am joined by the quick apps developer himself, Matt Birchler. Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I need to stop making things, but I probably won't.
Please don't, because well, I can't talk about it. You made me sign an NDA, so I can't talk about it. So, we're also joined by the tiny developer herself, of Tiny Start, Neelion. Neelion, yes. How are you doing?
I am the CEO of Tiny Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
We do so many apps, at least one.
You know, when we started this show, none of us had apps.
I was
That's
doing
true.
other things.
Well, yeah, but we didn't have native apps. We all had things that we were doing, but now all of us have native. Anyways, doesn't matter. We got some tiny topics, and I know where this first one is. Who it came from?
The browser podcast, baby. As always recently, this is a quick update, very short and sweet, and very beautiful in its nature. Dia from the browser company, a love-hate relationship between it and us is getting better. And why is it getting better?
Because it's Safari now?
Because it's Arc now. It's getting more and more like Arc. And today, it just got spaces in the sidebar. You can now swipe your sidebar between profiles instead of having to deal with them in multiple windows. It's great.
It's fantastic. It is. The release came out today, as we're recording, for normal folks who aren't on any sort of Dia beta, and I didn't even look to see how it worked. I just saw the dots at the bottom of the sidebar, and I was like, I wonder if the keyboard shortcuts I used in Arc 4 years ago to do this still work. And yes, of course they do. It's exactly Arc. They're rebuilding Arc. It's better than ever before, but yeah, it does feel
What
like
are the keyboard shortcuts?
Control and then 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever for each one.
Oh, yeah, that's not working for me.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay.
Am I making that up? No, it totally works. Totally works.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things. Anytime an app supports the number keys, the number row, it doesn't work for French keyboards often.
Oh, I always forget about your French
Those
keyboard.
socialist keyboards.
Yeah. Anyway,
we bring freedom.
you can
keyboards.
scroll on the dots at the bottom as an alternative, which is what I've been doing.
Nice.
All right.
We have one item of listener feedback this week, and it's a juicy one. So we talked about this. It is too much for the main show for a listener feedback section, so we're probably going to do a Cozy Zone episode about it. We'll see. But the feedback was a question, so I'll just read it out. I might summarize a little. We'll see. Genuine question. Not trying to stir up trouble. Why is it that the hosts are okay with using AI to develop and distribute apps, but if someone uses AI to write a blog or generate artwork, it's frowned upon? Is app code less of an art than writing an art? It still requires creativity. And basically just wanted to know, why do we seem to have a different feeling towards generative code and generative writing and images and that sort of thing? This is a lot to break down. The one thing I wanted to say here, because we didn't want to just make it pay to get listener feedback. I think it's complicated. And with most things, everything is a gradient and people have lines in different places. So I appreciate that. For me, I think the difference is if you are writing a blog post and someone's reading that, the words themselves are the art, for lack of a better word. That is the thing people are consuming. That's the thing they're paying for subscription. That is the thing. Whereas with software, the code is important and everything, but it's not the code people are getting. It's not what they're paying for. It's not what they're using. They're using the thing that code enables. And for me, that's a meaningful difference. And so there's more to it, but that's kind of the core of kind of my feeling is it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But I can see why someone would disagree. So I don't know.
Can I give my quick summary on this really quick? Art is meant to invoke emotion. When I look at code, I don't feel anything. Maybe it's because I'm dead inside, but I don't feel anything.
We should explore that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, we could turn this into a therapy session if we want. Like, we got 60 minutes. We could turn this into therapy. But I don't feel anything when looking at code. Art, you're meant to feel things. Even blog posts can evoke emotion. I don't feel anything when looking at an app. It's almost like I mean, maybe I'm oversimplifying things, but it's almost like, people that use a calculator to solve math problems as opposed to, a piece of paper and writing it out. Like, I don't know. Anyways, that's kind of where I come down on it. I don't feel anything when looking at code.
But this is why I think the discussion we'll be having on Cozy Zone will be interesting, because we'll be talking about what defines art, which is always a great conversation to have.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It is.
Yeah. So we'll have that episode at some point soon on Cozy Zone. And speaking of Cozy Zone, this week, Matt made an entire web browser. I don't even know
web browser game.
Yeah, web browser game for us to play. Name that app. He made a game where he posted a bunch of icons, and we had to figure. Me and Neleon competed against each other or Neleon and I. I'm sorry, that was rude of me. Neleon and I competed against each other to name that app, and it got spicy. And if you're not aware, Cozy Zone is our members-only show. For $5 a month, you get an extra episode of us every single week. I mean, that's a deal. Like, who doesn't want more of me? Oh, and my two other co-hosts. But
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm just kidding. My co-hosts are great. As we've previously established, I'm dead on the inside, so I don't really count.
Only sometimes, and for some things.
Oh yeah. Okay, fair.
You have a passion for
anyways.
automobiles, for Ford cars.
I love a good car.
There we
I
go.
really
We got
do
him
love
back.
a good car.
I thought you were going to a dark place.
That's art right there. That's art right there. Give me
boy.
combustion
A good
engine.
combustion engine.
Oh, we'll save
Oh
it
my
for. We'll
God.
save. I mean, because there's bad combustion engines, but we'll save it for Cozy Zone. But yeah, that's art to me.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling all tingly on the inside, getting all butterfly. Whew. I'm an engaged man, and I'm feeling all spicy. Anyways, we should move on.
You're just talking to yourself.
I know. I'm so tired, guys. I've been up since like 4 a.m. working on a problem. Anyways, we should move on to the main show. And Leon, you have something special for us this week. Kind of speaking of Cozy Zone.
That's right. I'm sharing my screen right now because we're doing a tier list live on the main show. It's incredible. It's never been done before, as one orange man would say. And this time we're doing a tier list on the main show. If you do not know, on Cozy Zone, we do a lot of tier lists. We rank all the things. Everything in life, we rank it. And at the end, the ranking that we arrive to is always objective, and it defines the nature of that theme for all of the world.
And I usually end up with my own tier category because my co-hosts don't agree with
Yes.
me.
Yes.
But this will not happen this week because we're doing a tier list regarding with some special rules that we'll iterate on in a bit. But we're doing a tier list on the proposed new designs for the Euro banknotes. Maybe you've come across these, maybe you haven't, but on the interwebs over the past 2 weeks, it's been quite a bit of quite a thing on at least European social media circles.
No idea this was a thing.
I'm going to be honest, this has not crossed the pond.
I'm not surprised.
No
I'm not
idea. Didn't know. Nobody over here cares. Sorry.
Yeah, and this is why. I thought it would be very fun to get my 2 American friends to rank it for us. Because today, you are competing maybe not. You are cooperating to tier list all of the euro banknotes. I'm not participating. I've already voted in the official thing. You too are ranking.
Okay.
Except there are a few twists and turns in the rules. I will have 2 vetoes. Okay?
What?
2
Okay.
vetoes. And for you to rank something, you have to be unanimous. You have to be both. You have to both agree on a ranking every time. Okay?
This is going to be difficult.
You have to be unanimous on every ranking, and I can jump in 2 times to impose my veto and rank it however I want. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just trying to spice things up. So yeah, and I thought it would be great as a clickbait point of view to have a big title be "To Americans Tier List the New Euro Banknotes." So American react to the new.
Oh, do we have to do this face?
I like that you're thinking about the thumbnail already. This is
you're becoming
you're
a
a real
YouTuber,
YouTuber
Leon.
now.
Yeah, thinking about the thumbnail and title first. That's what the
Exactly.
real YouTubers
Yeah,
do.
the thumbnail came to me
I don't
first.
even do that. I think about the title and thumbnail last. Like, I don't even think about it first.
Yes, the thumbnail came to me first, and I had to brainstorm around it. Just a bit of context. You will see faces on those new Euro banknotes designs.
Mm-hmm.
And I will just list them just so you know who they are. Basically, they have the EU. They had a call of offer. I don't know how do you call that, where they imposed some guidelines for the designs.
Of
and
course,
they said
the EU opposed some guidelines.
And if you're going, and they were like, if you're going to include faces, those are the 5 faces you must include. And if you're going to include animals, those are the animals you're going to include, etc., etc. So that's why on every design you always you will see some recurring themes come back. And for some background, because you will see faces, you will wonder who they are. The faces are Maria Callas, who was an opera singer, a Greek opera singer. Beethoven, you maybe heard of him.
No.
Yes.
Oh wait, like the movies Beethoven, like with the dog.
The
yeah,
dog?
okay, with the
No.
dog.
Oh, that dog
With
is
the
he's
dog.
getting into trouble.
The guy
I
who
remember
composed the
Beethoven.
Ode to Joy, right?
I had
Of
no
course.
idea what that is. No,
I'm
I
not
know the
sure.
dog though.
Then we have Marie Curie, who was a French-Polish physicist and chemist. Then we have Miguel de Cervantes, who wrote Don Quixote, of course. Then Leonardo da Vinci, and then
From the Da Vinci Files, the
from the Da Vinci Code,
Da Vinci Code. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. I know that guy. Yeah.
who painted the Mona Lisa and other things.
Oh, he's a
And-
painter too.
And Bertha von Suttner, who was an Austrian bohemian pacifist and novelist. So there you go. And who
That
won
sounds
the
like a
first?
Hydra name.
Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize? Anyway,
It's interesting the people that are on these. It's very different from American money. Number one, all dudes, obviously, and almost all, maybe all politicians. And I guess it makes sense because it's for multiple countries. You maybe wouldn't want to do like Napoleon or someone. I don't know if you guys would put Napoleon. How do you feel about Napoleon? Like just
Yeah, how
real
do you
quick,
guys
like
feel
thumbs
about
are up or down.
how do you mean in France?
Yeah.
The
What's
fascists love him, and the others don't.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
That-
I think history-wise, he's pretty interesting. You know,
It is interesting.
Oh, sure. Okay.
history-wise.
Curious.
No, I just meant like reading history. It's
Oh, yeah,
interesting. Let's leave it at that. I'm not like
But you're
let's bring
right.
him back. Let's clone him.
But you're right. They tried to pick themes and figures that could not spark controversy among the member nations.
Got it.
And
That
this
sounds very EU.
exactly. And this already happened with this first design that I'm showing right now on screen. And of course, in the video version, you will see the tier list being made live, and you will have links in the show notes to every design. Right now, we're looking at the current Euro banknotes design. And the EU, I mean, the Central European Bank, whatever, what they did with these designs is have gates on the front and bridges on the back. Those gates and bridges do not exist. They are fictional. They don't exist. They are just there.
Are they from Lord of the Rings? Because that would actually be cool. Like
No,
that would
they
be
were just
automatic
made
S
up.
tier. Oh. Mm.
So that's right. You're going to rank first the current euro banknotes before we will move on to the proposed new ones.
They couldn't even come up with like actual real locations or use Lord of the Rings. So D, right? Like these are boring. Like they're colorful, but they're boring, right, Matt?
I was gonna again, as an American who's used to all money being green and like the same boring
dollar bills, y'all.
This is very exciting to me to see color and like that's wow. I think they look pretty cool. It does really hurt it that it's all made up doors and bridges. That's so weird.
Yeah.
They did this just so to not use any specific building from any specific country.
Oh my gosh, that's
this feels
so
like
boring.
designed by committee.
That is designed by
BS right
yeah,
here.
you beat me to it. That's that. Should we just F this one right away? And for those that don't know, Matt did take my suggestion on Cozy Zone. In quick tiers, there is an F tier, but you can only put one thing in it.
Although there is a setting to enable more if you want. If you don't believe in Chris.
Why would you do that? People do not need the settings.
They are to scale, by the way, the bills, right? The banknotes.
I like the 200 is bigger. It's like, this is you're.
This is I got money. I got my like. You need to have a bigger wallet if you have that one. Like there's two wallets in Europe. There's the poor people wallet and the rich people wallet, and the rich people wallet is a little bit bigger to hold the 200.
So I need you to decide on ranking.
I'm gonna say D. They're boring. They're not even real places. Like, come on.
I'll go with D. I could see C, but I'm not gonna fight on this one.
Okay. I impose no veto on that.
Okay.
And we move on to the proposed new designs. Starting with design A. So, yes, starting from now, all of the following designs are like submitted to a popular vote on the internet, and the EU will decide in September who wins. Which design wins?
I like that this one has the same size for all of them, although is the 200 wider, or is that just an optical illusion?
I may have I had to make all of the edits. I believe the 200 is the same size as the 100, but maybe not.
Okay.
So
I believe so.
These have the people's faces on them, and the images that they use for the people's faces make them all look like snobby Europeans. Like they're trying to look down upon us Americans because we're just cracking up a cold one while driving our 4x4. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think, oh boy, I don't like these much at all. And I think
don't
the
like them either.
$20 bill is or the 20 euro bill is really that throws me. That just looks like a guy off the street. He may be very important, but like some of these look like historic figures and they're nice like portraits and stuff. That's just like a photo from an iPhone.
Those
are
the figures I listed before, by the way, of course.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just looks like Jeff.
Right.
I am able, thanks to the Magic Trap ad, to zoom on stuff if you need me. Okay.
Ooh.
If you need me to.
And are these all like
I don't like these
rendered like? Yeah, I don't like these at all. Like I'm tempted to go F tier right off the bat.
I am too. I don't. There's some stuff in the front though, or coming up that I think is a little more F tier. I probably should be looking ahead, but I would say at least D tier, or at best D tier.
How about we put it in D tier and see if it descends once we see others?
Okay.
Design A goes in D tier for now. I agree. I do not like this much.
It looks weird.
Design B, and we have the birds. So for context, on the front of those are birds. On the backs are the buildings of different European institutions.
Yeah, that's kind of boring. This feels very middle of the road. This feels like another designed by committee one. Like, hey, these are the approved things that we can do, and yeah, let's just paste them in here and slap a color on top. I'm going to say C.
Are any of these buildings iconic buildings from your perspective?
So that's the thing. That's a lot of the discourse around these new designs. Multiple of them have the buildings on the back because that was one of the proposed guidelines. And yeah, that's the thing. Most of us don't know anything about those buildings.
Why do you have proposed guidelines? Let the people
They are
have
extremely
fun.
not iconic, those buildings.
Yeah, okay. then that makes me think this is even D tier because like this is not interesting at all.
But just so you know, those buildings will come back and the birds will come back. So you should, is my advice, judge more of the implementation rather than the themes.
I don't
Because
know. I
they will
feel like we should
all have the
punish.
same themes.
I feel like we should actually just be punishing the EU and just make all of these D tier.
I mean, I would agree, but there you go.
I think I like this one more than the last one. I like that each one is a well-defined color. I don't mind the birds, although these feel a bit like limited edition notes to me. Like in the US, we'll have like license plates with like different designs you can get for like a couple years. And like if you see someone with that, you'll know they got a car from like 2003 to 2006 or something. That's what these feel like to me. These don't feel like timeless. They feel like, well, how often
feel
do they
like
change the
stamps.
design? Do they change the design often?
Last time was about 10 years ago, I believe. 15 years ago? No, 10.
Oh, okay.
20, 12. I don't know. Last decade.
Okay. We do it very weird here. Like we redesigned some of them like 20 years ago, and then others have looked exactly the same my entire life. So we don't do many changes. So these will likely change in like 10 years potentially.
Yeah, 10, 20
I'd go
years.
I could go C.
C.
Yeah, personally, I like that we're getting more saturation from this design.
Apple, take note.
Yeah.
Can saturate colors.
And I just realized on the B design, I forgot to include the €5 bill, but
That's okay. It wouldn't make much of a difference.
Yeah.
It still feels middle of the road.
Design C.
So these are like split up into thirds. Like the front and back have thirds. It has the people on the front. And then can you zoom in a little bit on one of them?
Sure.
Doesn't matter which one. Just okay. So it's got some like abstract art in the center, some map of the European Union. I actually kind of like these. Like these actually, like I don't like the people on them. Again, they feel like European snobby, but that are just like they're like, oh, this American cracking a beer at 4 p.m. Like, come on, don't judge me, bro. Like, what? But I like these. Out of all the ones we viewed so far, I like these the best.
I think they're okay. They're a little
I
too
don't think
broken
they're
up to
great.
me. It's like 6 ideas, or I guess 5 ideas in one. There's like the white with the... Was it a requirement to have the European Union flag on this as well?
I don't think so.
They
A lot of them are
maybe.
doing that.
Yeah,
all
maybe.
have them.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Gosh,
Okay.
man, so many
I think-
requirements.
I believe
I
the
think it's kinda
requirement is
fun.
also to have the Euro label in the 3
Of course it is.
alphabets, right? Yeah.
I think the constellations on top of the map are kind of fun.
I kind of like
don't-
that.
Yeah. I could go
what is
C
that?
on this one.
I was gonna say B maybe, but I could go C. But I was gonna say B.
You're landing on B?
I said B. Matt said C.
You have to agree.
I could go C.
Is them rules.
Let's go C. Let's go
Okay.
C.
Unfortunately, my first B, veto, comes in. I hate this design. This is like Slack made the Euro banknotes. You know, like what are they called? Salesforce. Salesforce has proposed the new Euro banknotes designs. They are so corporate, flat design, last decade flat design.
I will say the Salesforce building in San Francisco is one of the coolest buildings I've ever
Okay.
seen. It is actually like look it up. It's actually very cool.
Yeah,
And-
I didn't say it, but there was that phase of design of like the small head, like big body,
Oh, yeah.
Tiny
characters,
heads.
like tiny heads. I get
Yeah.
a little bit of that from
That's
from
it.
those. It's not
Yes.
exactly that, but
It is a bit that. So my veto
Okay,
comes in, and I rank it in F.
wow.
Wait, so now we can't use F tier?
You can moving forward, but I may use a veto again to override it.
Okay.
I
Very
only have
confused
to.
because we can only allow one thing in the F tier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a power move. Okay.
That is a power move. Okay.
Design
Alright.
D. This is getting weird now. Okay, be
Yeah,
ready.
this one's weird, but I kind of dig it.
Design D has the fronts of them vertical designs, and the back is horizontal.
I kind of dig it because when you're making your music video, you can hold it up vertical or horizontal.
Yeah.
They're
TikTok
stacks of
and
cash.
YouTube crowds handled
Yeah,
at the same
exactly.
time.
Yeah.
And the
It's-
designs are of the birds on the front, and I believe it's also the buildings on the backs, except they're not like on the €5 bill. It's the inside of the European Parliament instead of the outside, which I believe makes more sense visually.
Mm.
But otherwise, it is the outside buildings. Oh no, this one is the inside.
So they mix things up a little
They
bit.
mix fixed up.
I don't hate these. I don't love them, but I don't hate them. I think it's pretty. I think it's B.
I was going to say, I
it's
think
B.
this is the best one yet. Easy.
Ooh.
What would you say it is?
I was going to say A tier. You said B?
I said B. I can go to A.
Okay.
I like that it's doing something different. It's got the vertical on the front, horizontal. It's the mullet of the European Union money. It's business in the front, party in the back.
That's right.
That sounds like A to me.
I'm good with A. Now that I say it out loud, I'm good with A.
All right. I will not disagree with that for now.
Do you guys think I
Design-
should grow a mullet?
Yes.
I think maybe you should, but where will the cap go?
The hat?
Yeah.
You wear a hat over a mullet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
you see is the party at that point.
Yeah, that's right.
Design E is on the table now.
Oh,
We have the faces again. Those are a bit more washed out, like there's less color overall, but it's still pretty saturated. And some of them are duotone, if you will.
yeah, I noticed that.
Remark.
I don't care for that. These seem like peak snobby right here.
Yeah, these are
Especially
D tier.
Beethoven. Look at Beethoven.
Yeah, Beethoven
That's
here
how I
looks
imagine
like
Beethoven.
Beethoven
pissed.
looks like he's about ready to just shank you. Like Beethoven right here,
Yeah.
like, okay, if I end up in a European prison and these are the people that are here for me, I'm going for Beethoven first to just make sure everyone knows, like, I'm a top dog. Like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
This
And
feels
the
like the
backs
traditionalists.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is what
this-
the boomers are going to vote for.
This feels like people who are like, money shouldn't look fancy. Money should look like old. End of sentence. And that's what I think this one is. It's got a little more style on the back. There's a little stuff there, but this feels the most like American money style to me.
I would put this one, yeah, D tier for sure.
What I will remark is that on the backs, they are doing designs that relate to the character on the front.
Eh.
So here you have musicians. Here again, you have a pianist and a violinist. Here you have scientists, I guess, for Marie Curie. A library for Leonardo da Vinci. No, that's Leonardo. Who's this guy? I forgot who the guys are.
I don't know.
Oh, that's
some-
Don Quixote. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this is the famous Da Vinci figure, and I guess a park
Vitruvian
for this
Man.
woman, for the pacifist woman. So yeah,
Oh, she's a pacifist? Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, D.
first woman to
F.
be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, we have the FIFA Peace Prize, right? So we don't
Ugh.
need the Nobel one.
Oh, it's the same thing. Yeah. They'll
Oh,
give that
yeah,
out to
yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I still think D.
I think D.
Yeah. I kind of like them from afar, but when you look closely at them, they look a bit too oldie.
Yeah. Now, this is what the boomers are going to vote for.
Yeah, I fear so as well. All right, design F.
Oh,
Whoa.
You will need me to zoom in on those.
Yes, please zoom in. But oh my God, is this too busy?
All right, those are very like paintbrush kind of style, very aquarelle, like watercolor. And they are all duotone, except maybe the 20 euro bill. But most of them are duotone. And they have the faces drawn on the front and people doing stuff. Like
this is like somebody. I don't know what I can say here. This is like somebody took something and went to Burning Man and designed these monies. Yeah, no, I hate these. I F tier these things.
I think seeing them in a grid like this makes it worse because they're very noisy and like all the noise is just like there's like 6 of them side by side, which is tough. And
Matt just sneezed.
Excuse me. And to me this looks like on Letterboxd when you're reviewing a movie and you need to pick a movie poster and you don't want to do like the normal one, you want to do like an alternative one that's like kind of cool and edgy and a little different. That's what I think this is, which is not to say it's always horrible, but this probably isn't the default. I don't know if this is what your money should look like. I'd go D tier on this as well.
I say F tier, but I don't think we can do F tier, so it's going to be D tier.
They're almost really good.
No, they're bad. They're bad.
I think it's a design that's like it's either really good or really bad, and it's just
Matt is turning around. I can sense it.
No, don't. Just D tier them and let's move on.
You have to agree. Both agree.
We both said D tier.
I think D tier. Although
Okay, D tier.
No, I'm sticking with D tier. I'm sorry.
Sadly, my second veto comes in.
Oh my gosh.
And it's an S tier.
What?
Ooh.
Are you?
This is my favorite design. Officially my favorite design. I really like it. It's grunge. It's forward looking. It is Gen Z friendly. It is of its era, but
Who
it's great.
cares
Let's
about
have money
the
of
Gen
our
Z
era,
people.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah, because there's the neon green and the pinkish and the very terrible colors, tones. I love it. It's great.
Okay.
All right. I have no vetoes left, but I think I've used them well.
You used them well.
Design G is on the table.
Ugh.
All vertical.
Uh-huh.
Very geometric shapes centric. And we have the faces on the front and people doing things on the back that relate to the faces on the front. I can zoom in.
Yeah. Can you go to the green one?
The green one.
Yeah. So that's Da Vinci, huh?
100 euro bill.
Look, all of these people again, snub. I don't think I could have a beer with any of them. But
They're all
Da
dead,
Vinci.
though.
Yeah, but Da Vinci in this one for some reason feels like he could like sit back and crack a cold one in the front yard with me. like I feel like we could just like, open up the garage door, crack a cold one, and then, rebuild the 68 Stang. Like
You're not breaking the the reputation Americans have for wanting to elect someone we can have a beer with.
I mean, Obama did it.
This is great. This will be great for the thumbnail, the clickbaits.
Yeah. I don't hate these, but I don't love them. I think they're fine.
I think these are pretty good, actually. I kind of they look a little bit to me like money in a board game.
Yes, that's what it is. Yes, they look like
I somehow
Monopoly
get that
money
vibe from these, but I like the text they're using, like that. I'm guessing that's like a holographic thing on the real note, the euro something that says there. I like that they've. I don't know. I think this one's pretty cool, actually. I like the way they've animated all the people so they don't have that. The $20 bill doesn't have iPhone face, and yeah. I wouldn't describe that as iPhone face, I guess, but like that first one really got me. It just looked like they were shot on an iPhone. Obviously they weren't, but
I'd go. See, I don't want to put it in A tier because I feel like the A tier one that we have is the vertical in the front, landscape in the back, the mullet one, and that's versatile. So when you're shooting your rap video, like you can go sideways or you can go portrait when you're holding up your money.
Let's cut Chris
I'm
off.
just
it's a
saying
B
it's
tier.
versatile.
It's a B tier.
You have to both agree.
B tier is fine. B
tier is fine. Okay. That sounds pretty cool. I dig that one.
I like it. I like that it looks a bit round from afar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like a bill with a border radius. That's my favorite sort of bill.
I like bills that I can spend.
Design H is on the table. We have the birds again. They are back. And the buildings on the backs.
Do you know if these are real buildings?
Again, yeah,
still the same buildings, different European.
You know what they all look
the Parliament, etc.
Oh, okay. It's only the old. It's the original bills have fake buildings and fake bridges and doors.
Yes,
but all these buildings are real.
The current in circulation bills, they have fake stuff. Those buildings on the back that you've seen on this design and those before are the buildings of the European institutions, including EU Parliament, the EU Commission, etc.
Okay, so the buildings all look like they could be in a DC comic and be labeled the Hall of Justice. Like, that's what they look like.
This is where the Justice League goes to hang out.
I mean, they're the Justice League of America. Like, they're hanging out in America.
Okay. Whatever the European Justice League
JLA.
is.
Yeah, and this D tier team, I don't know.
Oh boy.
I think these are kind of boring.
Oh, that's a whole question. Are there comic book heroes in Europe? Is this a thing?
Yes, there is. There.
Okay.
Yeah, there is.
Comic what?
I think this is. I do a B or C on this. I think these are.
Oh, really? I was gonna say D.
Oh man,
I can meet you in the middle at C, but I can't go higher than C. These are boring to me. These are like. These are what the not the boomers are going for. That the Gen Xers. That's what they're going for. They're like,
who?
We're just.
Oh, I forgot about them.
Yeah. They're just like we're boring now.
We can go see. I think they're cromulent, perfectly cromulent, and way better. I mean, honestly, better than ours. But anyway. This is the context
money spent,
that I have.
Matt.
Yeah, listen, Neilian, how many of these bills, once they're made, do you think you'll actually have on your person?
So yeah, in real life, first, I barely encounter banknotes anymore.
See, there you go. That's the thing. Like,
first,
does this actually matter?
I sometimes see the €5 bills, the €10 bills, €20 bills. Yeah, those are pretty. You often see them. €50 bill. You're starting to hang out on your person with a ton of money. It's weird to have a €50 bill on you, I think. 100. You see it in some occasions. You have to pay for something pretty big.
Special occasion when you're going somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, or that. The €200 bill I've seen once in my life.
Okay.
It's very rare. Yeah. And there used to be a €500 bill, but that was...
Nobody had it.
Yeah.
And these times in this economy?
And it used to be massive. Like, it was actually...
So there was different size wallets. Oh, so there was the poor, the rich, and like the uber rich.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Size wallets. Okay. Interesting.
All right.
I thought you guys were all socialist over there, but I guess not.
But they did get rid of the €500.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. Design I. Oh, I wanted to say on the design H before we move on. I like on this one very saturated. I like that, and I like that the birds are. Like, they look painted, hand painted, and I like that. I think that looks pretty.
I think I like the people more than the birds in general.
Yeah.
The birds
What?
to me look like a special edition. The birds look like this is like the forest preserve like is getting like a 6-month window where they make the stamps or whatever.
I don't know. I feel like these birds I could have a beer with. The people I can't.
Oh my god.
Let's
Birds would
actually
die.
move. All right. Design H, you landed on C. Design A. No, I. Design I. A, B, C, D, E, F, I. Yes. I.
Ooh.
Landscape designs, once again.
Portrait.
Portrait designs, just like I said, once again.
Can you zoom
With
in
the
on them a
birds.
little bit?
Yeah. Birds and buildings on the backs.
Ooh, I like these. I really like these.
So, on where those that have the buildings on the backs, the 5-euro one always has the European Parliament in Strasbourg. This is the first one that I actually recognize the building.
It's got like the map on top of it. I like the fronts of it. The fronts of them, I like the art style. I like the colors. I think like
The birds
like
look photorealistic.
look, they're not as saturated. So for your music video, they're not going to be as popping as much. But I think like you could low key carry the 201 and no one's gonna like notice and like you're not gonna get robbed or something. I don't know.
I just noticed they have fish as well. Those ones.
See, they got birds and fishes.
Yeah, this one
I
has
like it.
some kind of crab or whatever.
You know what? Hot take, S tier.
Oh, this one has a frog. What the heck?
Who doesn't like frogs? We have a frog in our backyard that like comes all the time, and like Riley is obsessed with it.
Oh, and a bee. Oh.
I like these. I think these are S tier.
Oh, but okay. We can have multiples in S tier? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
multiples
S
in
tier.
S tier.
Okay.
I think these are okay.
What?
I don't know if I'd go S tier. S tier seems pretty extreme.
These are pretty great. I
like
these.
that this one does feel different from the other ones. All the other ones seem to have chosen the same like hue and saturation, something like a little up and down here and there. But like this is like a different color palette. It's a little bit more muted, a little more subdued. And I like the detail of like the birds. Like each one has like a circle in the middle, a sun, I'm guessing is what they're trying to show there. But there's like a line of like mountains or something that they're showing. And the birds are always like, the bird's wings always follow that line and are like part of it. And that's kind of cool.
I like these a lot. Like, okay, America, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna invade Europe and we're gonna make these our money.
That will work.
Yep.
That'll work. I could go up to A tier.
I just noticed they all have airships or whatever. Oh, there's a telescope on this one.
Telescope,
Antenna.
a radar.
Oh, probably
or
to
something?
represent the person that.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
No,
There's
that
a
would have made sense.
plane.
No, that doesn't make sense.
An airship. A bigger plane.
Oh, you know what it is?
Satellite.
Time.
Satellite.
Time. If you go back to
Oh, yeah.
it shows the progress of time.
Maybe.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Telescope, satellite, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Or maybe not satellite's not going to come before airship and airplane.
But it's after. It's on
Well,
the
the
200.
satellite's on the 200.
And there was there was something on
Oh,
the 10.
I think that was like a radar dish. Like
radar.
We're looking into
Okay.
the
Yeah,
cosmos.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair. Okay. That's okay. I like these. I can go with A, but I would like to point out that I think they're S tier. I think these are the best of all of them.
Okay.
Show me the S tier one again, could you?
Yeah.
That's the one Neelion put there.
yeah.
We didn't like that. So Matt, are we really gonna let this be the only
Let's put it in S tier. Let's put it in S tier.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm willing to
S
go
tier.
there. I forgot that's what was in S tier.
Yes, we can't
love-
allow Neelion to win.
I love how you are revulsed by this perfect design. I don't
So
get it.
bad.
Yeah, design F is
It's
great.
just a little much for a
All right.
Swordman.
In S tier, we now have design I as well. And now the final one, design J. Portraits, once again. Birds and buildings.
This one is definitely the accessibility money. The numbers on them are bold, black, and very poppin'. Like you're gonna know what that money is. It's not blended in like the others. The others, the numbers kind of match the color, but this is very bold.
This one's pretty cool too.
I like this one. I think this is A. I don't think it's as cool as the other one, because I think the other one had like a lot of subtle design things that made it really cool. The back sides have the bird's wings going over the buildings, but like as a shadow.
And they actually clipping masking the building.
Yeah. Ooh. I think it's interesting. I think it's A tier. I'm gonna say A.
Yeah, let's say A tier. This one's good. Some
details I'm noticing, there's like roots on the bottom strip here.
That's probably like the you can't counterfeit it thing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
And we always, on the backs, we have below the buildings, we have people and the continent as well, which I find nice.
Show that socialism you got.
I like it when you see people. So it's not completely inhuman, you know, like some of them only have the birds and the buildings and no faces, no humans.
All of these birds I could have a beer with. I just like to point that out.
It's A tier. How else could you rate it?
And I think we have a great tier list, right?
Yeah.
Let's review it. S tier. No, let's start from the bottom.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here.
F tier, we have design C. This corporate, whatever.
Yeah,
it does look a little corporate now that I've seen them all.
Yeah.
Can't have a beer with any of those people.
In D tier, we have the current design with the bridges
Can't have a
and the
beer
gates.
with any of those bridges or gates.
We have those square faces shot on iPhone. Design E as well, which you said the boomers are going to vote for.
Yeah, this is what ChatGPT would make. Like if you hey, make me some European money, that's what ChatGPT would make.
Yeah. And in C tier, we have birds and buildings, those design B. Very saturated, but very flat now that I've seen them all side to side. Yep. And design H, more texture, and the birds and the buildings. Design G is in B tier, all portrait with the faces, geometric shapes, the people on the back. A tier, we have design D, portrait fronts, landscape backs.
The mullet.
Yeah. They look very holographic.
Yeah, because they're business in the front and party in the back.
Okay. And design J as well in A tier with the bold birds, the bold font. And in S tier, ladies and gentlemen, I will start with the worst S tier and finish with the best S tier.
Oh my gosh. So
and
you're
the
going to start with
worst
yours?
S tier is design I with the birds. I really like it, actually. It's really nice. With the landscape following the birds' wings. It's really nice. And its own color palette. But the better S tier is design F. Very grunge, forward-looking.
None of those people you could have a beer with. None of those people.
So many beers can be had.
You could have a beer? No. They'd be like, no, I only drink Chardonnay.
It's great. I really like it. All right. And there you go. We have our YouTube video. American reacts to the new Eurobank notes. We'll see I believe it's this fall, we'll know which one wins. And we'll see how right we'll be or wrong we won't be.
I'm invested.
It's the EU. They're going to throw out. It's the EU. They're going to throw out all of these and go with like the most boring option possible.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Are you happy with the results?
We spread them out really well too. And I was worried we were going to have to a tier would have to wrap to the next line. But we just did it naturally and it worked out.
You were worried about your app. Yeah.
I was never tested on images this wide. So I'm very happy.
Yes. How will the chapter artworks handle this?
It will be wide.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
We should move on to our challenge. And
Yes.
Our challenge was issued by our guest last week, Griffin, who asked us to clear out as much of our read later list as we can.
So easy.
I can go first if you all would like.
Yeah.
So I actually started the week with a pretty low read later list. When I had moved over to Matt's hit app Quick Reads, I kind of just declared bankruptcy and only moved over a couple of things, and I had added a few things. So I had actually only had about 8 items in my read later list. But this week, I ended the week with 33 items.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I went the opposite way.
Oh, no.
I went the opposite way. I found some cool stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Huh.
So does that mean I win the maximalism version of this challenge?
I think you lose.
So hard.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And was there a specific theme, or just it was a week of finding new cool stuff?
It was a week of finding some stuff on GitHub. It was a week of finding a couple of blog posts. It was a week of finding some YouTube videos and things like that. And like I've been very busy, so I would find them, save them, and be like, okay, I'll get back to them later today. And I never did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Well, you should be. I feel bad about myself now.
All right. I think I did well thanks to my new Read Later app called Quick Reads. I found this app randomly on the internet. And it's been great. Very satisfying buttons. Anyway, you've heard this. I only had a few items in there this week, including a couple of podcasts. I really wish Quick Reads supported podcasts.
Yeah, I hear the developer isn't very open to feedback.
I hear he's capricious, but maybe we'll get him to turn around.
He's capricious.
you have to send him like a couple $1,000 in order just to fix a bug, to get a bug fixed.
But it's made me realize that I really like saving podcasts episodes to Quick Reads. It's strange, but I want to be doing this. Anyway, when I listened to a podcast, I cleared it, and I included a screenshot. It says, I'm all caught up. It's empty.
Nice. Matt, you need like an animation or something to happen. Like when it's all caught up, like you need like a figure dancing or something. You need something like, I need some excitement. I need some pizzazz.
It's a bit animated.
Is it? I've never been all caught up, so I don't know.
Yeah. So it's interesting you say that, Chris, because I did achieve inbox 0 in Quick Reads, in both my articles as well as my to-do list. And it made me realize once I achieved those, the empty state could be better. And so I took it as an opportunity to level up the empty state. So Neilion, you've included a screenshot of what happens when you're all caught up. There's a new thing now that looks nicer in my opinion. And in the show notes doc, which I'll put these in the actual show notes you're listening to, I put screenshots of what the iOS app does now when your queue or to-do list is empty. And those are animated, and like the checkboxes come in and it'll go boop, boop, boop. So I took it as an opportunity to improve the empty state there. So I too rarely see it because I'm almost never down to 0. You get it down almost to 0, but never actually 0. So yeah, I felt weird about it.
In your regular life, like when there's not a challenge on the line, do you like clear stuff very frequently, or like for me, when there's something in there, even though I've not read it, if after a few days I'm like, I'm not going to read this anymore, I just clear it. I don't care.
I don't generally do that. Hot plug. Quick Reads does have an auto archive feature. You can set it if it's been in the queue for this long, just automatically archive it.
Oh my God. Okay.
But I don't personally use that. But yeah, I go and clean up every once in a while. And then I see something from like 3 months ago that has a headline that I definitely want to read, but I just haven't. but it stays in there for a long time. But this challenge was an opportunity to right
Auto
those wrongs.
Archive. There you go. This is great. What a great app.
It's got everything, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But does it have support for podcasts?
It's working on it. It's working on it.
Does it have a native Mac app?
Never. Electron or bust.
It can run in a native browser, Chris, if you want to.
I like me native apps.
That's like a whole other, maybe that's a Cozy Zone episode at some point of like, I feel like some things make sense in the browser, some things make sense in an app on the Mac.
Yeah.
And like
Ooh,
a read
that
later
would-
thing makes zero sense to me in an app. Like, why would you ever use it in
Really?
an app?
I
don't
But
get
it's
it.
an iOS app. Why not a Mac app?
iOS is different. iOS is different because the web isn't as good on iOS.
Wow.
Anyway, but like social media, I never use an app on my Mac. 100% in the browser.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'd never log into like Mastodon or whatever,
Yeah.
Blue Sky or bluesky.com. That's not even Blue Sky. I don't even know what the domains are.
It's bsky.app,
SKY.
I think.
Yeah, it's super weird.
I hate
and
it.
And then like for a long time too, if you would Google Blue Sky, it wasn't even the first search
Yeah.
result. It was something else too. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I feel like I won this because I went the maximal route and used my Read It Later app the most by saving stuff. Yep. So I feel like I win. Okay. Trophy's on its way to me. But it's my challenge for this week. And I'm kind of putting my thumb on the scale. I kind of have a crazy week. So I'm making it a kind of an easy challenge. But I want all of us to recommend a new game to each of our co-hosts. So I have to recommend a new game to both of you. You guys have to recommend a new game to both of your co-hosts. Find something that your co-hosts will like and recommend.
Just clarification on the rules. I need to recommend a game to both of you. Do I have to make it one game for both of you?
No.
or
2 different
could do
games. Sorry.
two different games. Okay.
2 different games.
Oh.
Sorry. So
we will have
'cause
6
I know-
recommendations next week.
Yes,
total.
we will have. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yes. Unless there's some overlap.
Unless there's some overlap. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I think it's something our listeners could benefit
Or what
from
if
too.
the week after that, the challenge is we have to play the recommended game?
I like that, but it's not my challenge that week. So I can't.
Oh my god!
So whoever
Now you
challenge it
respect
is
the
that
rules.
week. I follow the rules still. I don't know what you're talking about. I always follow the rules.
Okay.
But yeah, no, just make some game recommendations.
Okay.
All right, and that brings us to the end of the show. And I'm realizing once again I forgot to come up with an end of the show question. So I'm curious if either of you have a question that we could use for our end of the show question.
Yeah,
I have a nerdy
one.
question. Oh.
Ooh,
wait.
let's do both of them. We got time. Let's do.
We
both
got time
of
for
them.
both. We got time for both.
Yeah.
Okay. What do the US dollar banknotes look like? I have no idea.
Green.
They're
let me
green
Google
and
it.
they have typically presidents on the front.
But not always. 2 of them don't.
Yeah. So it's like George Washington's on the 1,
Well, I've
Lincoln's
got
on the
that. Okay.
5.
Oh.
Hamilton's on the 10. Is Franklin's on the 100?
Maybe.
They're a
Jefferson's
bit
on the
colorful.
20. Who's on the 50? Jackson?
Jackson's on one of them. Yeah. Probably the 50
I think
then.
Jackson. I think that's 50. I think
Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln. Who's this guy? I don't know.
There's also a $2 bill as well, and on the backside it has the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
I think I know what bill you're looking at or what photo you're looking at that makes them look colorful. I think they look less different in
okay.
person. I
They're
would
not
say.
colorful at all. There's a holographic strip on the newer ones, like on the newer higher notes, not on like the $1 bill. That's to help with counterfeiting and stuff like that. Fun fact, one of my first jobs was setting up printers and scanners, like big business copiers and printers and scanners and stuff like that. It is illegal to copy or scan US dollars. And if you do, it literally has to be baked into the firmware for these things that it will, if you try and do it, it just turns them black.
Yep.
That's my fun fact for you.
Wow. You also have buildings on the back.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know what those buildings are, though.
I can probably tell you if I was looking at them.
Although don't test me too much on it.
I could probably get them if I was looking at them, but I don't remember what they all are off the top of my head. I know there's the White House, there's the Lincoln Memorial, there's I'd have to look at them, and I could probably tell you what they are. All right,
okay.
Matt, what was your question?
There's the Capitol as well. Yeah, what's your question?
My question was, on your Mac, what terminal do you use? What terminal app?
Oh, I'm boring. I just use Terminal.
I knew it. I knew he would say that.
Yep, I'm boring.
And
You're
know
just
what?
early in your journey. Oh,
You know what? I think Matt could have been one to say that, except he's too far down whatever road he is, and he's using some obscure GitHub project right now. There you go.
mm-hmm.
What is it, Matt?
So I have two in my doc.
Of course.
Okay.
Multiple browsers, multiple terminals. This is the way. This is life. I use Ghosty as my I need to do something in the terminal real quick. But there's a terminal called a branch off that, or a fork off that, called Superset, which lets you load in all your projects, and you have a sidebar with all the projects you are constantly working in.
Ooh.
And it is built to be nice if you're using coding agents. So there's some nice stuff there. I don't have time to go into it, but there's a couple apps that try to do this, and it is, as someone with multiple projects, to say the least, that I'm jumping between. It's very cool.
That's actually pretty cool. I like that. I might check that out. Leon, what about you? What are you using?
Item.
The GOAT, the classic.
I've been using it for 10 years. I don't know how to use anything else.
Yeah, I don't know why I just use Terminal. Maybe it's just because I was on the iPad for so long, and it's like, okay, I'll come over here, and I'm kind of forcing myself to use the Terminal lately, because I got in the habit of not even thinking about the Terminal because I didn't have access to one.
Yeah. What I really like about Item is something very specific, but I'm too used to it, is that the tabs, you can hide the close buttons on the tabs. So you have to middle click a tab to close it, or right click and click close. And you can color code your tabs. You can give them a little color so that it's highlighted in the tab bar. And if you've got an important process you're watching in the background and you want to keep that tab open, you can color it red or whatever. And there's no close button, so you can't close it accidentally with just one click. That's really nice.
Nice. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about terminal apps is that because your CLI is set up in a certain way, you can just switch apps, and most of it just works the same. And then you just get to play around with the details of
Except some new terminal apps will ruin that and do something custom with your prompt, with the way it looks or whatever, and that doesn't port over. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Okay.
Another question we wouldn't have all had answers for 2 years ago, really.
Yeah, that's true. It would. Yeah,
iPad only Chris would have been like, "What are you talking about?"
What's a terminal? No, I'm just kidding. No, I knew. I just,
yeah.
There's not much you can do on the iPad with. I mean, there are terminal apps on the iPad, but they're mostly use this to SSH into a Mac.
Yeah.
There's not a lot you can do. I used to think Apple didn't need to bring a terminal to the iPad. I have done a 360 on that. Or no, I've done a 180 on that. 360 I ended up at the same place. Done a 180 on that. And I actually do think Apple should do a terminal now, especially with stuff like Codex and Claude Code and stuff like that. There's actually, I think they need to do something like that, because it's getting to the point where these tools are so important for people that if you don't have, it's just going to leave the iPad behind. I mean, even I'm using the Mac more and more because that's where I'm working on Parchment and things like that. So All right. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you to Mac Stories for having us. We're a Mac Stories podcast. Check out all the writings and other podcasts on the website, and have a great day.
Yeah.
Bye.
And if you need more tier lists, subscribe to Cozy Zone. We have more tier lists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one was actually more put together. A lot of our other ones are a lot more unhinged.
Yeah, I tried to make an effort.